Welcome back to Coden. So guys, I hope you all are doing safe and having a lovely time and also taking care of yourself and also enjoying the videos that whatever I'm posting and understanding the concept very easily. So I've already completed the playlist upon C language in which I've explained you everything about how do we create files, how do we make files or other things that are included in C language. Now, as I have already playlist of C++ in which I have told you about every way through which we work with C++ making of different kinds of program. Now the main basic part on C++ includes the classes. So in classes we will be learning about how do we create classes, how with the help of classes we can create different objects, and with that objects how we call a function. So we are going to learn all these things in classes and also how we use inheritance, polymorphism, and what is the basic purpose of using C++ all in the form of classes. So we are going to learn this. So we are going to start this playlist with this classes methods and also how do we define the things all in this video. So guys, if you like the content that I post, please do like it, share it, and also subscribe to my channel. I've already posted content on my YouTube channel which really will help you out in your exams or understanding of the concepts, an easy way to understand each and everything which is useful for you. So guys, if you love the content that I post, please do like it, share it, and also subscribe to my channel, and also watch the video till the end so that you understand each and every concept. So let's get started with the video without wasting any time. So now the very first question that arises in your mind is that why do we need classes? What is the purpose of classes and how do we work with classes? So what is the need of classes? So when I'm talking about classes, classes are basically used to need to represent real world entities that only have data type properties but have also associated behavior. Now what do we mean when I talk about this statement? So whenever I'm talking about this statement, real world object basically have some data type. Now suppose say I'm talking about a real world object, we can take any of the real world object. For instance, like say we take a account class. So in the account class, what we can perform withdrawal also, we can also deposit. So that is the basically part of an account that either we can add something into it or we can withdraw something into it. So basically we can see everything around us that is a real world object which shares some same characteristics and are associated operation with it. So now as I told you about account, so whenever you open a bank account in your bank, so what is the purpose that you can perform over there? You can either withdraw your amount or you can deposit your amount and you get interest charged upon it. So basically what it is, account is a class in which it involves some properties, deposit and withdrawal, and you can perform that operation according to your needs. So this is the way through which we create classes with the help of objects in C++ and understand it that how do we use each and everything with the help of classes and what are all the things that we need in a class. So now as we talked about that why do we need classes to understand the real world objects and work according to it. Now when I'm talking about declaration of a class, some declaration of the class involves some things, that is data members, member function, program access levels, and the class tag name. Now these things in detail I have explained already in my previous video of classes in which I have told you about the oops concept and everything in a full playlist. You can check that out from here also, and I'm also going to tell you all these things with the help of a program in which you will be clear that how we are defining the data members, how we are defining the member function, and also the access levels when we are going to write that code. So with the example, I'm going to explain you each and every part whenever I'm going to add that into that particular program. So let's understand with the example and make it clear. And also at the top right corner, I have mentioned the video in which I have declared about the declaration of the classes and different kinds of mode. We are going to be more clear. If in case you are not clear with any of the concept, you can feel free to comment in the comment section. I'll post that answer and also help you out in that. So now to understand the concept of classes, let's understand this with the help of a program. So here you can see I have defined a file over here named as student.cpp. Whenever I'm talking about C++, all the header files include .cpp. So I'm going to include the necessary header files. In this case, I'm going to use the header file that is iostream.h for the cout and the cin function. If you do not know how to use the cin and cin functions, you can watch my previous video in the C++ playlist where I've told you everything about whatever header files we required for which thing and whatever header file we required for the another thing. So here you can see I have defined a class over here, class student. So first of all, when I want to define a class, it must have a tag name that is class and the name of the class. So this is the very first part, that is the class and the name of the class, as you can see in the syntax also. Then we have the data members. So now when we are talking about the data members basically means whatever I want to use into that particular class. So here the data members that I have defined here is with the data type int roll number, character name, character stream. So before coming to classes, you must be clear about what are different kinds of data type, what are different kind of conditional statement, how do we work with these things. Everything you must be clear beforehand, before moving to classes. I would suggest you please understand that first, then only step back to classes. Now, after that, we have some access specifier. So as I have not a access specifier before the roll number, name and stream, so that is basically means all the members are private by default. When I'm talking about the private members, means it cannot be accessed in the main function. Then I'm taken as public with the colon in which I have defined a data member. Now when I have defined a function over here, it is called as member function. Whenever I define a function, that is called as a member function. So a member function here I have defined as void get data, in which I am going to get the data from the user, whether it's the roll number, name, stream, anything that you have explained in your class, whatever type of class that you are creating, you have to get that data from the user, and from getting that data you have to perform the desired operation that you want to perform in the particular class. Like I explained you about the account class, you can also create an account class and get the account number, whatever the useful details are required in the class. So now you can see I have defined a class over here, and now what I am going to use, I am going to also tell you that how we can define a function within the class and outside the class. Means what is the class method definition within the class and outside the class. Now you here you can see I have defined a curly braces and ended it with a semicolon. So whenever I want to end a class, I always end it with a semicolon. Means the class declaration will be over as soon as the curly braces ended with a semicolon. So here you can see after that I have written void student scope resolution operator put data. Now why I have written over here? As you can see in the public data members, I have defined that void put data. I have just given the declaration of that particular function, but I have not defined it. So if I want to define the function within the class, this is the way in which get data I have defined. The other way through which I want to define the class method outside the class. For that, what I am going to use, I am going to use a scope resolution operator. Now what is the syntax of using it? First of all, the desired data type, then the name of the class name, then the scope resolution operator, then the name of the function. That all things I have to define. Then whatever definition you want to give into that function, you are going to define that. Now what you have to do, you have to do this task after defining the class. Because we are not going to perform this task within the class, we can perform it outside the class. So these are two ways, either inside the class or outside the class. Means this is the method definition. So void student scope region and put data, that is the outside of the class, and when I'm talking about void get data, it is inside the class, and this member will stay public only even if we define outside the class. Now come to the main part, that is the main function. What we exactly need to do in the main function. So here it is the main function. In main function, what we are going to use, we are going to define the object of the class. So here the class name was student. Now whenever I want to define the object will always start with the name of the class. So the object are defined as s1. Now I want to call the first function, that is s1.getData. So I've called that getData. Then I want to call the function s1.putData. So I've called that s1.putData. Then the desired get ch return 0, whatever you are using. Now it is your choice, whichever compiler you are using, according to that you will need it. So when I'm going to run this code, so what you will see the output, it will ask me the roll number. So the roll number here I have entered is 12. Then I'm going to enter the name of the user, that is my name, Harshit. Then I'm going to display the stream, that is BCA. Then all the contents will be displayed to me. Now here I use the endl manipulator. Basically the purpose of endl manipulator was to move to the next line. Like the new line, it works as the endl manipulator. Now suppose say if I want to change this particular class and members to private, so what it will happen? Now basically first we need to understand that this is the object creation, and the s1.getData is basically the referencing of that particular object with the help of the class. So this is the way which we can define a class methods within the class or outside the class. This goes similar with the data members and member function both. Now suppose say I have defined over here public, but I remove it public over here. So when I remove the public, all the members are by default now private. Whenever I'm not defining any stress specifier, the members of my are all by default private. So now you can see they are by default private. So it comes out to be an error that both these functions cannot be accessed over here. Why both these functions cannot be accessed over here? Because they are private members. Now suppose say I make all these data members public, all the content I make as public. So what it happen? It will allow the program to run it and show me the desired output, that whatever thing that I'm going to use over here, it is in a proper format and I can run that code. So here you can see it is again asking me to enter the roll number. So whatever roll number you want to enter, if you want to perform this task again, you can perform it. Now this is the way through which we define a class and how do a class exactly work. So I hope you are understanding how do we define a class and what is the purpose of a class. Now in this video further we are going to discuss about constructors, type of constructors, destructors, and the inheritance relationship classes in the coming videos, and also going to explain you each and everything in detail. So guys, do stay tuned with the video and also do subscribe. So guys, I hope you must be clear about everything whatever I explained to you and how do we need to define classes, and we are going to discuss about more in the future videos. So do subscribe my channel, also like it, share it, and also you can follow me on my Instagram page where I post study hacks, tips, and other things which are really useful for you. And I'm going to post more content for you on my channel. So please do support, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.